and welcome back to the channel. Today we are here to discuss the third episode of season 6 of Salt Lake City Housewives. Listen, Lisa, are you going to keep letting the girls eat you up week after week? Because it's not good. It's not good. Oh my goodness. The thing about Lisa is I need her to believe what she's trying to sell us. You know what I mean? She's trying to sell us that she does big things and she's not like anybody else. And she's hanging out with celebrities and those women are in Utah. Mama, those women are your coworkers? Because you work together on the same show. Y'all do the same thing. You're housewives. And from what I can tell, she seems like an event planner because she keeps saying like, I do big things. I do big things. I was with Ben Affleck. I was with some of those other names. I have no freaking clue. What are you doing with them? Are you planning their parties? And if you are, that's totally fine. The venue looks amazing. The drinks look amazing. But that doesn't make you better than anybody else. It's comical at this point. And then again, you need to believe what you're selling because you go on this tirade of name dropping, telling us what you're doing, and then you sit there in the same breath, in the same tangent and say, does that sound really braggy? I don't want to come off braggy. Mama, believe in it, please. That's the least you can do at this point. And honestly, truly, if she told us even 10% of what was really going on, right? If there's something that she's hiding or how she's really feeling, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not believing anything that she's telling us. So either you are stressed, like you are really stressed out about business, finances, and that's fine. You are a business owner. She's so busy trying to make it all look easy. She's Lisa Barlow. Everything comes easy to her. She works hard, blah, blah. Or she's having money troubles. She's having money troubles. Like, which one is it? Just tell us a fraction, okay? Tell us, you know, I'm at this point in my life where I've done all these amazing things. I have amazing kids. I have an amazing husband, but something within me is just like so stressed out, so this, so that. Bronwyn's saving grace is the fact that she is so self-aware and the fact that she is willing to let us in. I have learned more about Bronwyn in one season in 3 episodes. Right? Because it hasn't even been a full 2 seasons. 1 season in 3 episodes, and I have about Lisa in 6 seasons. I know Lisa owns Vida Tequila. I know she works with celebrities like she likes to name drop to us. I know she thinks that she's better than everybody and we can't see her without makeup. She has 2 kids and she has sisters. That's what I know, surface levels. And at this point, it feels like she's just scratching, like she is scratching to barely give us the not even the layer above the or beneath the surface level. Like, I don't even know what to compare it to. I really don't. Because Lisa, you could say anything at this point. You really could, and it would be better than watching the girls eat you up every week, week after week, because she just looks bad. She does not look good, and she's not buying her own bullshit. So how the fuck are we supposed to buy it? Speaking of Bronwyn, I will say I am pretty entertained by the fact that Todd just completely does not understand why Bronwyn wants to be a part of this show, why she wants to be in this friend group, anything. And it's like, well, Todd, it's because she wants to be something besides your wife and Gwen's mom. That's why. But I would imagine that it is probably very confusing for people who are friends with people or have people in their lives that are on these type of shows, because in reality, these women would never make up. They would never speak to each other again after everything that they have gone through together and put each other through. And Bronwyn, again, her ability to be like, yes, I want to be accepted. I have a need to be accepted. And it comes from my mother because, oh my God, her mom telling her like, you wouldn't have any of this if it weren't for Todd. Telling her, you know, you circled the drain around and around and around. I'm like, okay, we get it. We get it, Mom. My God. What? I'm sure Bronwyn has talked about this with her therapist over and over again, but like, why do you need people to be so mean to you? And again, more of Heather saying what needs to be said about Lisa, but not saying it to her, not saying it in the time that it matters. At the same time, one thing that I realized this week is that if you are not, I don't think it matters how you say it to Lisa or when you say it to Lisa. If you are not just like sucking her ass all the time or just being completely mute the way Meredith and Heather were being at that luncheon, then I don't think she's going to want to hear it. I think she's going to blow up at you, right? And Heather hit the nail on the head. She said, we either have a friend who is in big trouble, like financially, she is really stressed out, or she's being set up. I don't believe that Lisa Barlow's being set up, but I also don't believe that Lisa Barlow is in dire need. I think it's very simple. Lisa Barlow wants to seem like she is so perfect. She is better than all of these women. She does better things than all of these women, and normal things cannot happen to Lisa Barlow. And that's just not the case, because Lisa Barlow is human. She is human, she is human, she is human. And like I said last week, let's say all of the things that are in the court documents are correct, it's not like she's a criminal. I don't think she would walk into a room and people would be like, that's Lisa Barlow, don't talk to her. The same way Jen Shah would. Let's say all of those things in those lawsuits are correct. I don't think it's going to stop Ben Affleck's camp, because trust and believe, Ben Affleck is not like, I want to throw a party, call Lisa and John Barlow and make sure Vida Tequila is there. That's not what's happening. It is the people in their camps for whatever they're promoting, and her people or her saying, these are the types of events that we want to throw. This is what we're celebrating for Sundance or whatever the hell it is. And she's like, okay, I want to put these Vida Tequila cocktails on there. It needs to be the only tequila at the bar. That's what's happening here. That's what's happening. Lisa Barlow is not closing movie deals. Lisa Barlow is not producing movies. And honestly, even if Lisa Barlow was producing movies, the way she treats people, the way she treats her castmates is atrocious. The things that come out of her mouth don't make sense. Like, somebody said that she argues like Trump, and I have to agree. A 10 out of 10 read. It's not a good thing, okay? And we'll get to that flop of a press conference, because again, the things that Lisa Barlow does, they're not like they're not so outrageous, and they're not out of the realm, I should say, for housewives. It's just her execution flops every time. Her reads seem rehearsed. Everything that she does, even when she was telling, like when they were skeet shooting and everybody is like, is this it? What else are we doing? What else are we doing? Because you don't have the swag, the smoothness to pull off a press conference, to not seem like you are pre-planning something that is setting yourself up to make yourself think that you are on top, right? That's why everybody was like, what? Okay, what are we doing here? What else is everybody doing? You're like, you'll see, I'm gonna clear shit up at lunch. Like, okay. And everybody walks in, you got 22-inch poster boards everywhere that you created in Canva and printed out at freaking FedEx. Like, that was so ridiculous and so embarrassing. It did not clear anything up. It just blew up all of the complaints, and all it said was, Barlow denies this complaint. Barlow denies this allegation. Denying an allegation and like a dismissal is not the same thing. Denying an allegation and a dismissal, not the same thing. The process of a dismissal and a dismissal, not the same thing. Okay? Ugh, goodness. Even her trying to get her words out, she's like, because allegations are not facts. No one said allegations are facts. They said you have allegations. Currently, the normal person does not have allegations. Like, I don't have any allegations, right? And she is correct. You can sue anybody for anything. And when you own a business, I do think that I agree with what she's saying. You are going to be sued for a lot. However, being sued by your business partners for not paying them back, they're not suing you because Lisa has a Chanel purse, right? They're not suing you because you defamed their character. They're suing you because they are saying we were in business with them. She borrowed money. So we didn't pay the money back. And like I said last week, I don't know if I would, like if that were me, I would probably make the same claims as Lisa is when it comes to those lawsuits. If you loaned me money and you didn't tell me when, didn't set up a schedule for a repayment, and it wasn't clear for repayment, and we are in business together, I would be trying to dismiss it the same way Lisa Barlow is. But all of this like over defense of herself is what's crazy to me. All of the lies that she's telling, because her saying that she did not do digging on Bronwyn, called the jeweler, called the jeweler, called the jeweler. I don't know how many times we need to bring it up. And again, I'm gonna repeat myself a lot from last week. You cannot convince me that if it was printed in the paper that Bronwyn did not buy the necklace, Lisa wouldn't have brought it to the reunion and been like, liar, liar, liar. Why? Because she didn't even have anything that physically said liar, and she said, I talked to Emma and she said nothing was purchased. Calling somebody, going out of your way to call the jeweler to find out if somebody actually bought something, very housewives. However, in the next breath, you cannot complain that people are digging into your business when you are getting sued over and over again and be like, you're digging for stuff for me, you're digging for stuff for me. You had the shovel first. You had the shovel first, and then some soil just fell into my lap with water and seed, and this grew. Why? Because them tables, they turn. They turn. In 6 seasons of trying to be the it housewife that everybody is jealous of and ever does big things, this is what you get. This is honestly what you get. Again, very embarrassing for her to be like, to print that picture of her and John at the seats at the game, whatever game it was. Anybody who is a sports fan, basketball fan, knows that when you sit on the court, those are folding chairs, babe. Personally, I would not want to sit on the court. Those folding chairs seem very uncomfortable. There's no place for me to put my purse, but that's just me. They are clearly not in courtside seats. And the picture, very cute picture. You did not have to say, that's me and John courtside. Yes, you're not courtside. You are clearly not courtside in that. Why are you lying? I'm like, Lisa, this is what makes you seem super loserish. It really is. You didn't have to say that's me and John courtside. You could just say, yes, that's me and John enjoying seats at a basketball game because, and I don't know why the pictures of her and John were even printed out there. Like, it's embarrassing. It is embarrassing as fuck. So what, you were on a yacht? So what, you were at a basketball game? That doesn't prove anything. That doesn't prove that you have no reason to be sued. That doesn't prove that you didn't borrow money from anybody. Same thing with throwing out that Angie apparently wants to look like Jen Shaw because they go to the same brow girl. Going to the same brow girl does not mean that, one, you want to look like anybody. It means you need your brows done. And it doesn't mean that you are implicated in any type of crimes because you and a criminal saw the same brow girl. You don't have to run a background check to get your eyebrows done. Like, what the fuck is he talking about here? And at the end of the day, Meredith only piped up not to save her friend Lisa, but because Whitney piped up and Brittany piped up, and she hates those two so damn much that she's like, this is my time to clock in. She did not stand up for Lisa. She didn't stand up for her one bit. Even Mary said so. And then for Lisa and Meredith to be like, they're just jealous. They're trying to create a divide. Your friendship is held together by an Elmer's glue stick. Okay, y'all just got good last season. The reason Meredith is not saying anything to outwardly defend Lisa is because she knows that there's some truth to it. Meredith is a smart woman at the end of the day, but she is so triggered by Whitney and Brittany and people that she cannot stand that's when she chooses to speak up. And again, the way Lisa argues, because by the time her and Whitney start getting into it, all she can say is Alibaba redhead. Are we on the playground? Like, again, we already know that Whitney's business failed. She told us. She admitted it. So it's not the gotcha moment that you think it is. At this point, she admitted that it failed. She admitted, she put the money in. She just fell flat on her face. She had to fire all these employees. She admitted it. And I'm going to say, Lisa seemed really triggered when Whitney said she's scared. She really, if she could have jumped out of her skin, I believe she would have. But Whitney, baby, what was you finna do to Lisa? She got in her face. I said, let me find out Healing Journey is about it. Let me find out Healing Journey, because the way I said, oh, are they gonna fight? I was like, are they gonna fight? Oh, that was good. But I also want to say, and I said this on Threads and a lot of people were trying to argue with me, and I'm gonna clarify myself here. A lot, well, not even a lot. There are a couple women on this cast that their businesses, we're not really sure how they are funded, because one, they're not kind of catered to us, right? So I'm gonna use Meredith Marks Jewelry, and I'm gonna stand on what I said here. Whitney and the, what was she selling? What was she selling? Like, I thought she was selling, not herbal essence, that's a brand, essential oils. I thought she was selling, was she selling jewelry? And then Wild Rose Beauty makeup, whatever Whitney was selling, okay? And then who else? There's Meredith's business, Whitney's business. I'm going to lightly throw Vida Tequila in there, just because, and to be clear, I don't think I can purchase Vida Tequila anywhere near me. You know what? Let me check. Yeah, like when I say, when I type into Google, where can I find Vida Tequila near me? It says like Instacart. However, the nearest, it doesn't, like when it pops up, Total Wine, Royals Liquor, which are the two liquor stores that are closest to me, I can't, it doesn't, Vida Tequila is actually not popping up. So let's go, I'm on Vida Tequila's website now. Someone also pointed out that Lisa is nowhere on this website, which is very unlike Lisa, and I do agree. What is hotspots? Okay, so it says like if you click on hotspots on the website, it says Handle, Park City, Fletcher's Park City. So I'm assuming that's where you can get it. Hotspots, then it just names all of these people. I don't know who this is. The process, it goes over the process. I truly, I don't know where I could buy Vida Tequila. It could be a thing like Loverboy. Loverboy was, you know, started in New York, so it was mainly on like the East Coast and things like that. We do have Loverboy here in the Midwest now that I've seen, and I live in Missouri, and on the Illinois side, and maybe some other places. So maybe Vida Tequila is mainly on the West Coast. I don't know. I do not know. However, I think that there's a question to how some of these women's businesses are funded. And again, I am going to include Meredith. I'm including Meredith, Whitney, even though we know her business failed, and then Lisa to a certain extent of who their partners are, where they're getting their funding from, because their consumers are not like your average consumers that are watching this show, right? So a couple reviews ago, we got on the Meredith Marks website together, and there's testimonies, there's photos of celebrities wearing Meredith Marks jewelry. The reason I say I'm wondering about the funding of Meredith Marks jewelry is because a lot of times those were all either magazine covers or press shows or things like that. A lot of times those jewelry, those pieces are loaned. They are loaned, borrowed, sourced from a stylist. They are not actually purchased by said celebrity. Those celebrities are not wearing those Meredith Marks jewelry pieces walking down the street. They are wearing them, again, like I said, for a magazine spread, and that's admirable as well. I am wondering who is actually like, I need to buy jewelry, I'm gonna check out meredithmarks.com, because there is business in loaning out jewelry or renting out jewelry and things like that. But that's not what it's presented as. And again, like I said in a previous review, I am clearly not Meredith Marks' target audience. And no tea, no shade, I'm not being shady. A lot of the testimonials, photos on Meredith Marks jewelry or Meredith Marks website, because it wasn't Meredith Marks jewelry, it was her entire website. You can find everything having to do with Meredith Marks there. Those pictures are at least like 10 years old. That's all I'm saying. So there is a good question on how those businesses are funded. Now, the businesses that I don't worry about, or not worry about, but wonder about, are Beauty Lab and Laser, right? People go there, it's in a shopping center, it's, I don't want to say respectable, but it's like brick and mortar, okay? Same thing with Angie's hair salons. Her hair salon, like, she is clearly a very popular, sustainable hairdresser. I think that's the only two that I would be like, oh, okay, I see what the business is, I can see what who the consumer is, things like that. But I will say, I don't know if I can do more, how many more episodes I can do of Lisa just like claiming she does big things and telling everybody that they suck and they're jealous and all of this stuff, but then looking so nervous and sounding so shattered. I can't do it. Like, we need to get to the meat and potatoes, as she said, or wrap it the fuck up. Speaking of wrapping it the fuck up, I'm gonna wrap it the fuck up there. Don't forget to drop down in the comments and let me know how you were feeling about this episode of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. What are your opinions on the ladies, their businesses, how Lisa is acting? Let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.